A federal judge in Texas has once again declared DACA illegal. The immigration program prevents the deportation of around 600,000 young adults who were brought to the U.S. illegally as children. But Texas and 8 other states sued, claiming an updated version of DACA remains unlawful. Joining us to talk more about this latest development is Beatriz Hernandez, an immigration attorney with Jaime Barron Law Firm. Beatriz, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So this recent ruling will affect thousands of people. Break down what it means for those who have already applied for DACA.
Okay, so yesterday's ruling by Federal Judge Hannon essentially, as you stated, states that the DACA program, which is Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, that it is illegal. But what it means for current DACA recipients is that they still continue to have the protections from removal. Everything stays the same. If you're a current DACA recipient, you can continue to renew and receive the DACA benefits. You can continue to have work authorization. You can continue to apply for advanced parole, which is the travel permit through the DACA program. So essentially what it means for DACA recipients is that nothing changes, but that the program is not allowed to expand.
And Beatriz, can you tell me, a decision like this, I mean, we've seen DACA, the efforts to try and take it down. Would you probably predict and feel that this would make recipients and those who have applied, though, fearful with a move like this?
Yes, with a move like this, what's expected is that what's ultimately going to happen is that it's going to be appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court, and the U.S. Supreme Court is going to have to make a decision on the legality of DACA. But what it means for the DACA recipients is that they continue to be, unfortunately, in a limbo. They don't have a path to citizenship. They have to just continue renewing and continuing to hope that the benefits and the protections from removal will continue for them.
And if you can, just tell us, how is this ruling that's been handed down different from previous ones? And as we said, this isn't the first time we've seen DACA face a lot of challenge.
Right. We've seen DACA go back and forth, starting with Judge Hannon's ruling in 2021 when he stated that DACA was unlawful. Then it went through a long appeals process. DACA has been it's been a legal battle for many years since it came out in 2012. So hopefully now that it goes back to the U.S. Supreme Court, we're hoping that the third time is a charm and that finally the DACA program will be allowed to expand.
And so you said that this is probably going to end up in front of the Supreme Court of the United States. That is a court that is heavily stacked on the right-leaning side politically. And this, obviously, as we know, was something that was produced, I believe, by the Obama administration. So is there any hope that when it goes in front of the Supreme Court that it could do well, or what should people be expecting when that does happen, you think?
Our expectation and our hope, especially as immigration attorneys, is that they do expand the DACA program, that they provide a path to citizenship for the DACA recipients. DACA was set out as a benefit for immigrants that came to the United States as children. And some of them, maybe they were babies, they didn't have the opportunity to make the decision to come to the United States. So the hope is that once it goes to the U.S. Supreme Court, the U.S. Supreme Court will make the decision to allow DACA recipients to continue to receive the benefits, the protections that they have, and to give them a path to citizenship so that they're no longer in this limbo and they can continue to be resilient here in the United States.
Yeah, all right. Thank you so much, Beatriz Hernandez, immigration attorney with Jaime Barron Law Firm. Thank you so much for all of that.